This video initiates the rewiring of the brain and the activation of the DNA and RNA by simply watching the images and listening to the words from the book Downloads from the Nine. This video was created with the purpose of propelling the spiritual development of human beings who watch and listen to it with attention. This transformation is happening as a consequence of the diverse geomagnetic changes that are occurring in present times on planet Earth. The changes have already begun. After 2013, the world entered a parallel dimension of transformative energy and will experience ascending vibrational frequencies until the coming of the year 2095. From 2013 to 2095, humanity will be the subject to the experience of a very powerful evolutionary process that will change the earth as we know it. As you listen to the words and watch the images of the sun setting and the moon's phases, all in synchronicity, you will be introduced to a system that will deeply penetrate the psyche, modifying and restructuring electromagnetic frequencies within, which in turn change and enliven the DNA and RNA strands that are currently dormant. Every word spoken here will instill radiant light in the cerebral neurons and neurotransmitters, opening intercellular portals. Every sentence that you hear will directly seize the energy, arranging chromosome combinations in the physical body. In the astral dimension, these words activate very fine energetic filaments that are attached to DNA strands and coat the meridian channels with crystallized spirals of light. In the causal or spiritual bodies, listening and watching this video will open the gates to the soul, giving it access to new horizons of perception in 9 parallel dimensions, as well as the possibility of absorbing higher vibration nutrient sources that are the streams of living astral liquid light. The information in these videos is a gift from beings inhabiting parallel universes. They described themselves as the 9 devas of crystalline atomic fire, known as seraphim in the West. Their only purpose is to reactivate the evolution of the human race. Their work begins by the process of transmuting the causal body, the body that encases destiny, followed by the transformation of the astral body, the energy body with thousands of meridians, the keeper of emotions, to finally culminate with a complete physical transfiguration. The transmitted frequencies won't be felt strongly at first. However, you will feel some emotional effect generated by the debris this cleansing leaves behind. Once the body is free of these emotional fragments, brilliant vibrations will embrace the nervous system in the form of pleasurable and/or ascending, tingling sensations. At other times, ecstatic waves will flood the entire body. If the nervous system is not yet strong enough, the viewer will feel small tremors or even experience internal micro-seizures along the spine. These nervous reactions derive themselves directly from the neurocellular system. As you view, you will encounter many physics and chemistry terms. If you don't understand, do not worry. The magic will still touch your soul. Try to listen to all the words carefully to bring forth the desired effect within your 3 bodies. There are many other celestial beings apart from the celestial 9, working in unison with this video and the information from the book, Downloads from the Nine. These beings, the authors of the book, have committed to help and oversee the transformation process that takes place as you heal. They will profoundly affect your nervous system cells, or neurons, whose main feature is to transmit and captivate electromagnetic pulses. They use the neuron's hyper-receptive plasmatic membrane, which is also capable of absorbing subtle astral vibrations to communicate with you and transform you. In other words, these sweet ethereal beings take advantage of this cell receptivity, the electrical impulses, the stimuli of the neurons, and their capacity to conduct impulses to introduce interdimensional messianic fibers that easily become one with the electrical impulses. In this way, the plasmatic membrane assimilates them. With these energy exchanges, we also influence the neuromuscular synapses directly where the junction between the axon and the effector is located. This forces the myelonic fiber and the terminal plates to vibrate with continuous lightning-like impulses that slowly change the structure of these presynaptic terminals. This indirectly affects the cerebrolemma or myolemma, the synaptic vessel, the nicotinic receptor, and the mitochondria. If the myelin is thin, the body will experience tremors. This is an adjustment phase to allow these transformations. However, the 9 devas of crystalline fire will stimulate the myelin to thicken it, enabling the body to advance further ahead on this evolutionary process. The brilliant 9 are devas of transparent fire and are responsible for the changes this video will set in motion. Their work begins by subtly changing the space between the end plate of the neuron and the muscle fiber membrane, known as the primary synaptic cleft, with solar radiation which acts as a cushion. The angstroms tend to duplicate due to the incandescent lightning of the devas of transparent, ultra-bright atomic fire. At the cellular level, the light is processed by the potential energy until it penetrates the synaptic cleft, generating an intercellular realignment that forces the release of the neurotransmitter known as acetylcholine. The acetylcholine is transformed instantly after its emancipation by tiny cyclones of ultra-incandescent light, which are associated with the contraction of the muscle cells on the astral plane. Gradually, the body will overproduce these light-powered neurotransmitters. They will emerge as pure crystal flowers in the large ocean of the mitochondria, in this way curing the terminal ends of the axons that were previously embraced by denser shadows. As a direct consequence of this cleansing process, light tremors may occur in some cases. Do not worry if you start to shake. This is normal, transient, and intermittent. It will only last for a few days. In the folds of the muscle membrane, there are lively and intelligent enzymes called the acetylcholine esterase. The devas use these enzymes to destabilize the acetylcholine. Employing this enzyme, they entwine them together with tempestuous light and swirl them together to transmute the neurotransmitter into luminous choline, an acetate of a higher nature. The choline then is reinserted into the presynaptic terminal, drastically changing its rubic signature. This process bestows a sense of tranquility upon the person. Part of the discarded acetylcholine bears a form of antagonistic energetic resin that was implanted by the forces of the nebula, the opposite force or energies of devolution. This waste will be reused beyond the synaptic field to create a depurated energy source that will be used in a further phase to feed certain nerve endings. The other phase of the acetylcholine will reach the muscle membrane just as lightning strikes the surface of the ocean during a storm, resulting in a calming effect over the muscle contractions. When the 9 devas inject their luminous beam, the acetylcholine, in conjunction with the enzyme process, will degrade the molecule into 3 components. As a result, the neurotransmitter will have minimal contact with the dark and impure membrane receptors, allowing the devas to create a chain reaction of incandescent light without any overstimulation or sustaining injury to the muscle fiber. What I am saying is that the luminous beings are experts at what they do and will not affect your neurobiological body negatively in any way. The changes will begin to be felt by everyone in different grades. The devas will give the humans as much as they can handle, and this varies in degree. It all depends on how the human treats his or her body. Try to make your system strong and healthy, and you will receive higher amounts of power. There is a factor of sobriety and protection when given a transfer of energy, since the nerve could be affected by impulses out of the norm. The devas are eager to help and give you everything they have, but they will never put 2,000 volts in nerves that can handle only 100 volts. This will be an intense process for some and easy for others. Everything depends on how sensitive the person is. The normal frequency of neuron stimulation in the astral realms is 150 times per minute, and the beings of light increase it up to 300 times per minute without allowing the natural decline of neurotransmitters released into the synaptic gap. The changes will take place first in the causal and astral bodies, and then slowly will flood the entire physical body. If you would like to read this book and have access to all the amazing information inside of it, you may purchase it in paperback, which is recommended for easier reading of the spirals, or if you like in the digital form. Just go to www.matthiasfleurybooks.com or look for it on Amazon. Matthias Fleury, Downloads from the Nine. Peace be with you.